It's commonly stated in the citizenship by investment community that in order to be successful, an applicant has to have a clean record. And in general, that's correct. But as with all things in the law, sometimes there are exceptions and there are limitations. We're going to talk about those in this video, and especially what can be done if somebody does have a previous criminal conviction but still wants to apply either for citizenship by investment or even citizenship by descent in Europe or elsewhere. So backing up for a quick second, my name is Parviz Malakouti. I'm an immigration attorney. And I want to show you real quickly an FBI background check. This is also known as an FBI identity history summary. This is redacted, and this is only 2 pages because this is a report of somebody that has no criminal record. The reason I'm showing you this report is that as an American applying for citizenship elsewhere, whether it be by investment or descent, the vast majority of the time, you're gonna have to submit an FBI background check to basically show all of your previous arrests in the United States and any disposition information. Disposition information means basically what happened with the arrest. Did it result in a conviction, a dismissal, or something else? So this is a critical document for citizenship by investment programs abroad, as well as citizenship by descent programs that are evaluating an applicant to see if they're gonna be approved or not. Now, in what instances is an FBI background check not required? This is very, very rare, but in the rare instances in which somebody is applying for verification of citizenship, the legal status is actually that they're not applying for citizenship. They are already a citizen of that country. They're just applying to be recognized by the country. So that's a fine legal distinction. That's verification by citizenship. It does not apply in the vast majority of the instances in which an American is applying for second citizenship abroad. Okay, so different countries with different programs, whether it be by investment or descent, have of course their own specific way of evaluating a person's criminal background. But there's generally 2 big factors, okay, to determine whether they're going to accept an applicant or not. The first one is obviously what the conviction is. What's the nature of the conviction? And the second is how long ago was the conviction? How much time has passed from the date of the conviction until the present day? Now, for the first one, obviously, the more severe the crime is, the more likely it is that a person's not going to be able to apply. But there's a lot of common convictions, for example, DUI, okay, or for example, loitering, or for example, something small like urinating in public. These are convictions that sometimes can be surmountable for an applicant that is applying for citizenship abroad. Second factor, of course, is how long it's been since the person got convicted until the time that they are applying then. Now, if you have a very serious conviction, something like assault, robbery, or financial crimes, that's going to be something very difficult to overcome, okay? But if you have some of these other convictions that I mentioned, especially if they happened a long time ago, such as a DUI or a reckless driving, or for example, having an open alcohol container, a lot of times these things are going to be surmountable because a lot of programs consider an American conviction under the lens of the foreign country's law. And if it's not something that would be a crime in the foreign country that you're trying to naturalize in, oftentimes they won't consider that a conviction, okay? So that's one way that a lot of programs look at these convictions. Now, I want to clarify that in all these instances of applying for citizenship abroad for an American, a second citizenship, we don't lie, we tell the truth. Almost all of the applications ask to disclose any previous criminal convictions, and we are 100% upfront. We do this legally. And if there's a solution that can be provided, follow the rules, we do everything above board. Why? A couple reasons. First of all, it's the right thing to do. Secondly, a lot of these programs have legal provisions that allow them to strip an applicant of citizenship after the fact if they lied or committed fraud in their application. So obviously everything has to be done above board and disclosed. Now, sometimes what will happen is we'll get an applicant for a citizenship abroad, they're interested in the program, and we'll basically find that the conviction that they have is something that's going to disqualify them from the program. Sometimes that's not the end of the story though. There's 2 things that sometimes in some instances can be done to basically allow the person, the applicant, to still apply and successfully be granted citizenship. The first thing is to basically get post-conviction relief for the conviction. Post-conviction relief is just a fancy legal term to mean cleaning up your record after the conviction. That's the post-conviction portion, okay? Now, in the United States, we have different types of post-conviction relief in different states. We have 50 different legal systems for 50 states. One of them is called expungement. Sometimes it's called a vacator, okay, vacating a conviction. In Texas, there's something called an expunction. These are different forms of post-conviction relief, but they all fall under that umbrella of basically cleaning up a person's record after the fact. So some programs, if the applicant is able to obtain the dismissal through post-conviction relief, will still allow that person to apply and apply successfully for the citizenship abroad. So that's the first thing that can be done in some cases. The second thing that can be done is sometimes the program wants an explanation from the applicant regarding the conviction or extra evidence. So for those instances, we write a sworn declaration for the applicant. Sometimes other information is requested with regards to whatever the blemish was on the criminal record. We submit that, and sometimes that's acceptable. We're able to get an approval. Now, obviously, this can get very technical, especially with the intersection with criminal law in the United States. So you obviously got to deal with a professional here. This is something that I deal with in my office. I help people who are applying for citizenship outside the United States, as well as inbound immigration, people coming to the United States. I've published on this channel other videos on how to get an FBI background check and other uses for the FBI background check. If you're considering applying for a second citizenship, whether it be by descent, by investment, or otherwise, and you need help, click on the link below, book a consultation. We'll get into your details and see if it's something that we can get for you.